More sacrifices. The enemy is close to winning. Cuauhtemoc will play Tlachtli with your head if he loses. Cuauhtemoc's treasure is not at the bottom of the lake. Pay no attention when he tells this to the enemy. The gods are pleased with the blood Cuauhtemoc has spilled for them. Victory will soon be ours. The mighty Aztecs do not need artillery. But you do. Unlike us, you will need siege weapons to destroy the foe. Build artillery. Train more cavalry. Cuauhtemoc's warriors like the strange hornless deer. The mighty Aztecs run their enemies down on foot. But you must train cavalry if you wish to do the same. You waste blood in that fight. You need more infantry. The Aztec Empire is built on infantry and blood. Train more foot warriors. If you insist on sacrificing your warriors, please do so at the temple. Retreat. You waste your warriors on the battlefield. The stones of the battlefield drink the life of your army. Run away until you are stronger. The battle you enter will be bloody. And while Cuauhtemoc relishes blood, he relishes victory more. Retreat. The gods are not nourished when your blood is spilt on the battlefield. Good. Our enemies gather together so that we may slaughter them all at once. Let the blood of our warriors and our foes mix and nourish the gods. Cuauhtemoc has never garlanded so many so quickly. Cuauhtemoc has captured many enemies for sacrifice, an easy victory. More blood for the gods of the Aztecs. Cuauhtemoc has turned defeat into triumph. Again, our enemies were like the stars, but Cuauhtemoc waded through blood to earn his victory. The gods favor those who make sacrifices to them. Many lives were lost in that fight. That fight was too fast. Cuauhtemoc lacked time to capture sacrifices. Many went to the afterlife. But Cuauhtemoc prevailed. Cuauhtemoc will have many sacrifices after this battle. After Cuauhtemoc's victory, he celebrates. The Pipiltin called Cuauhtemoc away for this. Cuauhtemoc will crush our enemies in the coming battle. After the enemy throw themselves on Aztec blades, Cuauhtemoc will return to the temple. The battle turns. Cuauhtemoc thanks you. Cuauhtemoc is glad your army arrived. He was beginning to consider the knife for himself. The enemy bands together. They fear Cuauhtemoc, and they should. Cuauhtemoc shall. Yes, of course. Cuauhtemoc agrees. Artillery? What is this artillery you speak of? Cuauhtemoc will comply as best he can. What need have Aztecs for artillery? Cuauhtemoc will show you a different kind of artillery. You joke with Cuauhtemoc, yes? The Aztecs ride no beasts. Cuauhtemoc will send his fastest warriors. Cavalry? The Aztecs do not borrow the strength of beasts. Of course Cuauhtemoc will train infantry. Infantry? What else from the Aztecs? What else could Cuauhtemoc train except infantry? Cuauhtemoc does not like to share. Cuauhtemoc's people come first. Cuauhtemoc gives up nothing. Leave Cuauhtemoc alone. Rodents and worms have eaten our supplies. Dark times are ahead. Even Cuauhtemoc cannot do so. Ask Cuauhtemoc again. In 52 years, Cuauhtemoc refuses. Cuauhtemoc's warriors labor in the fields. They cannot fight now. No warriors can be spared. Cuauhtemoc has religious matters to attend to. There is unrest in the empire. Cuauhtemoc can spare no warriors. This is prevented by happenings beyond even Cuauhtemoc's power. Cuauhtemoc would, but greater forces prevent it. The greater law does not allow Cuauhtemoc to do this. Cuauhtemoc's warriors have bled out their lives. Their corpses would be of little use to you. Cuauhtemoc does not have enough warriors to send. Ask again later. Cuauhtemoc may have soldiers for you then. Bah! They have destroyed a trading post. They will pay in blood. Close. So close. Soon the rebel Aztec leader will grovel at Cuauhtemoc's feet, begging for merciful death. We will grind the British into dust. Like so much corn. Gold cannot save the Dutch from the wrath of Cuauhtemoc. The French will find that Cuauhtemoc is merciless. The blood of Iroquois warriors will soon redden the temple steps. Cuauhtemoc will feed the heaps of Ottoman corpses to his menagerie. Cuauhtemoc will crush the Portuguese. The Russian hordes could not hope to bear up under the might of the Aztecs. The Sioux and their famous horses will soon be finished. The Spanish could never hope to defeat Emperor Cuauhtemoc and the Aztecs. These traitor Aztecs are stronger than Cuauhtemoc expected. Cuauhtemoc blames you for letting the British thrive. How did the Dutch become so powerful? Do they also make sacrifices to the gods? The French do well. Cuauhtemoc cannot tolerate this. Who would expect such strength from the Germans? Not Cuauhtemoc. The Iroquois surprise Cuauhtemoc with their strength. The Ottomans are strong. It must be their coffee. The Portuguese are stronger than expected. Good. Cuauhtemoc needed a challenge. Cuauhtemoc has learned that the only things worse than Russians are more Russians. Cuauhtemoc must admit, the Sioux seem strong indeed. Even when the Spanish are few, they are powerful. You advance quickly. Cuauhtemoc should not have lingered so long over his rituals. Cuauhtemoc must spill blood to catch up. Blood! Who are you to advance so quickly? A descendant of Quetzalcoatl? Our enemy seeks allies here. It will end badly. Trust Cuauhtemoc. Alliances are fragile. Cuauhtemoc is not concerned that our enemy trusts in them. Cuauhtemoc trusts no one but himself. Let our enemy forge his foolish alliances. Our enemy has created an alliance for us to break. There are no warriors in the First Age. Warriors bring death. Death wins wars. You have spent long enough in the First Age. Advance in age or be crushed like an overripe melon. You are too slow to be worthy of life. Advance or die. Advance in age soon. Cuauhtemoc can carry you no longer. Soon it will be too late. Advance or die. If you have no use for your villagers, send them to Cuauhtemoc. He has ideas for them. Why are you so far behind, Cuauhtemoc? You are too fast for us all. Cuauhtemoc is yet mired in the First Age. Be careful. He who rushes forward exposes his back. Good. Soon you will have many warriors to bring death to our enemies. You are training warriors, yes? The omens in the sky whisper of your greatness. You are the first to advance in age. Now death shall reign among our foes. Finally, you have caught up with Cuauhtemoc. You had better not be so slow again. Cuauhtemoc cannot always protect you. You are slower than the sloth in Cuauhtemoc's menagerie. Finally, does your heart beat as slowly as you advance in age? Cuauhtemoc will make sacrifices in your name, so you can advance in age more quickly next time. Cuauhtemoc has saved us all. You are welcome. They are broken. Now Cuauhtemoc goes for the throat. Ha ha. No alliances. Cuauhtemoc does not allow them. Cuauhtemoc has broken the enemy-native alliance here. Now these natives may consider an alliance with Cuauhtemoc. He would like that very much. Out! Out! Cuauhtemoc has chased the enemy from this village. Cuauhtemoc tastes the destruction. Cuauhtemoc reigns over this ruin in darkness and smoke. Smoke and fire. Our enemies flee Cuauhtemoc. Cuauhtemoc will take many captives from the enemy colony. Cuauhtemoc's warriors dance in the rubble of our enemy's town. Slay them, my warriors! Slay! They shall not trade here anymore. So says Cuauhtemoc, Emperor of the Aztecs. There can be no trade if Cuauhtemoc forbids it. Come, build a trading post here. Cuauhtemoc commands it. Why did the enemy fools think that any would want the goods peddled here? If a building can be sacrificed, Cuauhtemoc has sacrificed this trading post. Bah! Cuauhtemoc could not destroy our enemy's alliance with this tribe. Cuauhtemoc must regroup to attack the trading post in the native village. Emperor Cuauhtemoc cannot be defeated. Yet he was. Cuauhtemoc has discovered that our enemy's buildings are protected by dark magic. Unbelievable! This trading post somehow survived Cuauhtemoc's attacks. When will this trading post fall to the might of the Aztec Empire? What incompetence! Cuauhtemoc's war chief has fallen. Someone or something has slain Cuauhtemoc's war chief. The gods found him unworthy. The water is bitter. Our food is bitter. Nothing can save Cuauhtemoc. Send an army here, or you will find only gloriously fallen Aztec corpses. The city is in flame. All is darkness and destruction. Can even you save Cuauhtemoc? Quick! Send your armies to Cuauhtemoc City. Cuauhtemoc City shall soon fall. When it does, your city may follow. I am Cuauhtemoc. Cuauhtemoc is the Aztec Empire. I am Emperor Cuauhtemoc. The Aztecs stand ready to conquer. Cuauhtemoc does not want to hear your cries when the enemies attack with fury in their hearts. Perhaps easier enemies shall be more to your taste. They certainly are to Cuauhtemoc's. How have you been since last we met? Since you crushed Cuauhtemoc's people under your heel. Cuauhtemoc bows before no one save the gods. Are you their messenger? Cuauhtemoc wonders if you will be better now than when last we met. Cuauhtemoc cannot carry you this time. Stand on your own, or die. We do like battling here, don't we? The blood spilled this time had better not be Cuauhtemoc's. Once more we bring battle and bloodshed to our enemies. Death, my war chief, has returned, like Quetzalcoatl. But without the fangs, or feathers, or divinity. Their colony is undefended. Strike now, while their bellies are exposed. Cuauhtemoc sees no army in the enemy city. Perhaps they have all been fed to the gods. The enemy has not built any barracks. Either they are foolish, or they have built it elsewhere. Cuauhtemoc suspects they are foolish. There is no barracks here. Why anyone would not want infantry mystifies Cuauhtemoc. The scouts of Cuauhtemoc have found no stable. Our enemy may have given up on the strange horse beasts. Cuauhtemoc sees no stable. Good. Those horses make Cuauhtemoc nervous. Take this gold. Do not waste it. Do not waste this gold. Gold from the coffers of the Aztecs. Gold, jade, and furs. These will bring you coin. Distribute us backwards. You should be sending coin to Cuauhtemoc. Grain, fruit, and cocoa for Cuauhtemoc's friend. Cuauhtemoc has sent you a treat. The flesh of captured warriors. Ha! Cuauhtemoc makes a joke. A gift of food. Could you spare a villager to assist in a teeny-tiny sacrifice that Cuauhtemoc needs to make? A small one will do. Cuauhtemoc is unaccustomed to sending tribute. Here. Take your filthy food. Take these animal carcasses. They are bled dry. Here is some wood. Cuauhtemoc builds in stone. Here is some wood. Carve Cuauhtemoc a mask. What? You use it for buildings? For weapons? What a waste. What need does Cuauhtemoc have of mere wood? Take it. After you get this wood, have your carpenters make a tzompantli so you may display your skulls. Wood for your fires and your buildings, but especially your fires. Cuauhtemoc's heart beats strongly. He marches to war. Cuauhtemoc will capture many for sacrifice after the coming battle. Cuauhtemoc can already hear the screaming. Aztec muscle will flatten this base as if it had never been. Watch the settlers flee. Run, settlers, run! You cannot escape the knife of Cuauhtemoc. There will be nothing but smoldering grass and rubble when Cuauhtemoc is done with the enemy's town. Aztec thews will reduce the enemy's town to rubble, and its people to corpses, or captives. Cuauhtemoc no longer suffers the alliance of this minor tribe with our enemies. Burn, burn! There can be no trade without Cuauhtemoc's consent. Burn! Cuauhtemoc does not trust your wisdom, but he shall fight alongside you. Cuauhtemoc thinks your ranks look a little thin. His warriors will come to fill them out. Cuauhtemoc does not want to miss the coming bloodshed. Wait for his army. The Aztec armies will group here. Get out of the way. The walls of Tenochtitlan are bursting. Cuauhtemoc is founding a new city. Begin the songs and music to bless the new city of the Aztecs. I shall make a great ritual. My new city cannot bless itself, though he has been burned in the past. Cuauhtemoc shall attempt an alliance with the natives here. Cuauhtemoc will speak with these natives. If they do not agree to ally with him, he shall slay their... He means that he will ask again. Nicely. Cocoa, fine cloth, precious metals, sacrificial animals, all for sale at this new trading post. Cuauhtemoc thinks it is time the world beheld the splendors of the Aztecs. He shall construct a trading post. Cuauhtemoc will defend this building no matter how many lives it costs. Cuauhtemoc will hold this area for 52 years. Cuauhtemoc's warriors shall fight here. They shall die here. Cuauhtemoc himself shall die here if he must. Cuauhtemoc fights for this alliance. These natives have proven loyal. Their hearts are strong. Cuauhtemoc shall not let the enemy sabotage his alliance with these natives. The enemy shall not set foot into this town until the last of Cuauhtemoc's warriors are dead. Cuauhtemoc shall defend this town until the sun no longer rises. Mighty Cuauhtemoc does not need the goods traded here. but he shall not deprive you of them. This trading post shall stand. So says Cuauhtemoc, Lord of the Aztecs. Coin? Take it. What do the gods care for gold? They want lives, my people. We will send gold to our ally. So says Cuauhtemoc, Emperor of the Aztecs. Warriors toiled long in the fields for this food. Do not waste what Cuauhtemoc sends you. The Chinampas overflow with food. Cuauhtemoc shall send you his leftovers. Cuauhtemoc requires little wood. You may have what he does not need. Cuauhtemoc's people will be cold tonight. Cuauhtemoc's warriors rush to battle. The thunder you hear is their feet. Cuauhtemoc sends all the warriors he can spare. So many sacrifices, so little time. If you had to choose between your own life and the sun never rising again, which would you choose? Cuauhtemoc is not evil. He allows others to be selfless. Come to the next renewal ceremony. Cuauhtemoc will spare no expense to entertain you. Sometimes Cuauhtemoc imagines that he controls little men, no bigger than his thumb. He makes them scurry and fight and die. Cuauhtemoc needs to lay off the Ololuki. Cuauhtemoc needs gold. Send Cuauhtemoc coin. Send Cuauhtemoc whatever coin you feel he is worthy of. He will not be at all angry if it is too little. Not angry at all. Food. Cuauhtemoc hungers. Food. Cuauhtemoc demands a feast of food. Cuauhtemoc needs wood to build a fire on the chest of a warrior sacrifice. Cuauhtemoc needs wood to burn sacrifices and to build buildings and weapons. Cuauhtemoc is grateful for your help in slaying our hated enemy. Cuauhtemoc had the situation well in hand. He needed no help. Cuauhtemoc did not ask for your help. Cuauhtemoc shall not waste this gift of coin. This food shall nourish Cuauhtemoc's people. Cuauhtemoc thanks you. The Aztec people are grateful for your assistance. Finally, you arrive. If you had not shown up when you did, Cuauhtemoc would have been finished. Cuauhtemoc did not need your warriors, but since they have marched so far, it would be a shame for them to leave. Cuauhtemoc, Emperor of the mighty Aztecs, thanks you for your fitting tribute. Ah, good. This wood will burn in the hearths of the Aztecs. The fire god will be pleased. No, it can't be. No traitor Aztec chieftain could defeat Emperor Cuauhtemoc. Bah! The British. Cuauhtemoc spits on them. These Dutch. They are not all about banks and trade. Cuauhtemoc hopes the French are as merciful as they are strong. How could we stop the Germans? Their Uhlans run amok. Cuauhtemoc fears that the Iroquois have more surprises in store. Strong artillery, strong infantry, even strong coffee. The Ottomans are unstoppable. The Portuguese crush us. Cuauhtemoc did not seek this much challenge. We are doomed by relentless Russians, the Sioux and their cursed steeds. We do not have long. Who would have expected the Spanish to defeat the Aztecs so easily? No! Cuauhtemoc refuses to believe his pathetic Aztec rival is beating him. It is not so. Cuauhtemoc has made sacrifice after sacrifice, and still the weak British prevail. How do the Dutch defeat Cuauhtemoc? The French are winning. The only answer to this humiliation is blood. More blood! Cuauhtemoc must not allow the Germans a victory. Though it may be out of his hands, the Iroquois slaughter us. Cuauhtemoc is unaccustomed to being on the pointy end of the knife. If the Ottomans were more powerful, they could end this now. Instead, they make Cuauhtemoc linger. How? How can the Portuguese beat us? With numbers? With gunpowder? That is probably it. The Russians drown us. But how? Cuauhtemoc blames you. The Sioux are not worthy of beating Cuauhtemoc. Yet they do. Perhaps using these horses is not so foolish after all. No! The Spanish are so few. How could they possibly defeat Cuauhtemoc? Cuauhtemoc can stomach no more blood. Cuauhtemoc is so funny. He loves blood. But we are losing. We are losing. How can a king be as weak as you? Blood flows down the temple steps. We are winning! Cuauhtemoc has concealed his power well. Now the victory seems like your doing. No thanks necessary. This victory is Cuauhtemoc's. But you may bask in his reflected glory. Come with Cuauhtemoc to the temple. It is time to end this war. Emperor Cuauhtemoc wishes to end it. The obsidian knife is ready. Cuauhtemoc can fight no longer. He will be unsuitable for sacrifice if the fighting continues. What will convince you to stop? Should Cuauhtemoc hand you the obsidian knife? Look, a glowing ear of corn in the sky. It sheds sparks like drops of blood. This is a sign. It is over. Cowards! They fear to face Cuauhtemoc's armies at the time of his choosing. The enemy allies with the natives here. Cuauhtemoc cannot allow this. Cuauhtemoc refuses to let the enemy monopolize trade here. They build alliances with the natives. They are out after Cuauhtemoc. Good. Cuauhtemoc's foes are denied that tribe's loyalty. Why bother with trading posts? Your first treasure. Take it as Cuauhtemoc's gift. Cuauhtemoc thinks you are out to get all the treasures. Yes, all the treasures. Cuauhtemoc could have used that coin. Cuauhtemoc could have used that food. Fine. Take all the treasures. Leave none for Cuauhtemoc. Thief! You steal from Cuauhtemoc when you have no more use of that native. Send him to Cuauhtemoc. Villagers? Take them. Cuauhtemoc wants warriors. Cuauhtemoc could use that wood. The more native tribes we ally with, the fewer our enemies have to turn against us. Cuauhtemoc hopes that you are spending resources on your army too. Fruits and blankets make poor weapons. Walls? Do you fear Cuauhtemoc? Cuauhtemoc hopes that you have enough wood to train warriors after building that wall. Cuauhtemoc cannot leave the natives here to ally with his enemies. The mighty Aztecs share their goods with the world. Cuauhtemoc finds treasure in the wilderness. Tribute for Cuauhtemoc. More tribute for Cuauhtemoc. This treasure in your town must be tribute for Cuauhtemoc. All the treasures of the wilderness are tribute to Cuauhtemoc and the Aztecs. Cuauhtemoc has rescued a native who will make a fine scout. Cuauhtemoc has rescued villagers. Psst. Cuauhtemoc can hear their beating hearts. This wood will make fine macahuitl. Cuauhtemoc cares not for alliances, but better Cuauhtemoc than his enemies. Cuauhtemoc, Emperor of the Aztecs, Master of trade, walls. The better to keep Cuauhtemoc's people safe. We will win if enough time passes. Cuauhtemoc shall begin offering hearts to the gods for our victory. No defeat is so great that it cannot be washed away by blood. Cuauhtemoc sees you have won battles since we met. He celebrates with a sacrifice. You grow more experienced with each battle. Cuauhtemoc offers thanks to the gods. One of these trading posts must fall. Cuauhtemoc will feed your souls to the hungry gods. Blood! More blood. Cuauhtemoc was wrong about you. You would make a fine sacrifice. Sacrifice at the temple is one thing, but on the battlefield, Cuauhtemoc cannot lose. This must be an evil dream sent by the gods. You are no challenge to mighty Cuauhtemoc. Cuauhtemoc can feel the blood of your people running down his arms already. You waste Cuauhtemoc's time. What made you think that battle was a good idea? Prepare yourself for death. Cuauhtemoc asks, do you prefer a slow death or a swift one? You may flee. Cuauhtemoc is not without mercy. Who is Cuauhtemoc kidding? Your warriors have turned the battle. Cuauhtemoc wonders what you shall demand for your help. Cuauhtemoc's enemies band together. They fear him. Rush headlong into death. Cuauhtemoc awaits. What? Already you advance in age? This displeases Cuauhtemoc very much. Cuauhtemoc does not fear you. Why should he fear your allies? Do not think you can turn these natives against Cuauhtemoc. This town is destroyed. But Cuauhtemoc will find another lake, and another cactus, and another snake-eating eagle. Cuauhtemoc did not need that trading post. Are your people too frightened of Cuauhtemoc to advance in age? You are still in the first age? Perhaps Cuauhtemoc will ensure you never see the second one. Cuauhtemoc wonders why you cling to such primitive ways. Cuauhtemoc's warriors are stronger than yours. His farms are more productive. His carpenters are more skilled. What hope do you have? When you rush ahead, Cuauhtemoc has a good shot at your back. Young corn grows quickly. Cuauhtemoc will cut you down. Welcome to the wars. This is the age where Cuauhtemoc will begin to destroy you. Aha! Cuauhtemoc told his ally you were still here. His ally did not believe him. Your town is far from everyone else. No one can hear your screams. After he crushes your town, Cuauhtemoc has a long walk to destroy your allies. Good. After Cuauhtemoc destroys your town, he will not have far to march to finish your ally. Try again and fail. Again! So says Cuauhtemoc. Cuauhtemoc cannot suffer these alliances to exist. Your colony is destroyed. Cuauhtemoc brings death to his enemies and his friends. None may trade without Cuauhtemoc's say. I am Cuauhtemoc, Lord of all Aztecs, and you are not Quetzalcoatl. It is a fine day for Emperor Cuauhtemoc to nourish the gods by sacrificing your warriors. Kneel before Emperor Cuauhtemoc, and he will let you choose the manner of your own death. I am Cuauhtemoc, Emperor of the Aztecs. Cuauhtemoc will enjoy placing your skull in the Tzompantli. Last time we met, Cuauhtemoc was distracted. This time, he will cut you and your pathetic colony to ribbons. It is good to admit weakness. Perhaps you should just hand yourself over to Cuauhtemoc for sacrifice right now. You must enjoy spilling your blood in this land. So does Cuauhtemoc, stacking the odds in your favor. Cuauhtemoc sees that your efforts are fruitless. What? Cuauhtemoc was not enough of a challenge? He does not need a new ally to defeat the likes of you. Cuauhtemoc's war chief returns. He lusts for vengeance. You will not gather many treasures with him. Cuauhtemoc has spotted your warriors. The gods thirst for their blood. No, the temple is over here. Attack near it so Cuauhtemoc will not have far to drag the bodies. Why do your warriors attack Cuauhtemoc? Has some war begun he did not know about? No one spills the blood of Cuauhtemoc's people except Cuauhtemoc. Cuauhtemoc sees you have come to negotiate your surrender. This army is too small to conquer me, but almost too large to capture for sacrifice. Almost. Your warriors scurry like insects in Cuauhtemoc City. Ow! Stinging insects. The blood of so few can only cause the sun to rise for a week or two. Send more. Cuauhtemoc has discovered your pathetic colony. Cuauhtemoc sees you. It is good of you to leave tribute for Cuauhtemoc. He will make your death as painless as he can. Cuauhtemoc cannot resist warning you of his attack, so he may smell the fear in your sweat. That thunder? It is the blood rushing in your ears that you hear. The Aztec army comes. Surrender so that Cuauhtemoc can more easily take you to the waiting altar. Blood is power. A sign glows in the sky. An ear of corn shedding sparks like blood. There is always room for sacrifice. Cuauhtemoc concedes. The treasure of the Aztecs is at the bottom of the lake. Give Cuauhtemoc an honorable death, so that his blood may nourish the gods, and his flesh feed your menagerie. Come, end it before you cut down Cuauhtemoc's people. Would you care to share a cup of chocolate? Burn the bridges. Pour the treasure into the lake. The Aztecs are finished. No! Cuauhtemoc will never surrender. Unless you let him. Cuauhtemoc did not shed enough blood to ensure victory. It is the end of all things. The Aztecs are defeated. Will the sun ever rise again? Cuauhtemoc underestimated your stubborn nature. Trade cannot save your pathetic colony. Scurry, scurry, grab the treasures. Those treasures cannot save you from Cuauhtemoc's obsidian blade. You amass wealth. All the more for Cuauhtemoc when he conquers you. Yes, fatten yourselves up. Your collection of treasures may comfort you in the grave. Cuauhtemoc will enjoy making you pay for stealing that treasure. Be careful of treachery from those you protect. Run, villagers! Run to your savior's colony! Gathering wood for your funeral pyre? Cuauhtemoc sees a wall. You are properly frightened. No wall can save you from Cuauhtemoc. The Aztecs are well known for their alliances with neighboring peoples. Cuauhtemoc claims all trade in this land. This land is ripe with treasures that belong to Emperor Cuauhtemoc. Mine, glittering treasure. Cuauhtemoc hungers. Cuauhtemoc sees all. Steals all. Cuauhtemoc laughs at your sluggish treasure gathering. Cuauhtemoc loves the natives of this land. These villagers are hearty. They will work hard. A cache of wood, the better to burn you with. In Cuauhtemoc's experience, such alliances can be deadly. Enjoy. A trade post. Now Cuauhtemoc knows where to find you if you cannot defeat the mighty Aztecs on the battlefield. Why do you think this will work? Good. My warriors like a challenge. It gets the blood up. Cuauhtemoc's victory is imminent. If you surrender now, you will have the honor to be the first at the altar. Cuauhtemoc opens the gates to his city so you may view its splendor as you die. Cuauhtemoc thinks that perhaps you have been seeking treasure at the bottom of a lake. You climb the steps to glory. Cuauhtemoc waits at the top. Do not imagine that Cuauhtemoc will cower just because you are more powerful than when he last faced you.